All right, let's take a look at my league bowling from Monday, February 2nd. I started with my trusty Ion Pro Solid. We all know that's my go-to bowling ball. I was starting with my feet on 21. I was looking at about 8, right past the arrows. That's pretty much my go-to start when I am bowling this league. Be prepared to watch a lot of spare shooting. I didn't have a lot of strikes. Well, I did in this first game. And then I kind of lost the carry. Probably should have switched balls, but was being a little stubborn. I will say I love watching these videos back because I can really see what I do wrong in some of these shots. When I let the ball just do the work and I throw it naturally, it's just always perfection. And I can tell when I'm trying too hard, trying to place the ball, that just never works. Just let the ball do the work. I think there's 2 important things to take from that. First, if you've never watched yourself bowling, you've never recorded yourself and watched it, I'd highly recommend it. You can really see things that you can't feel. It's a lot easier to see than it is to feel. And then also, the second thing to take from that is you really should have a natural swing. You don't want to try and do a lot of things. The more natural and the more simple you keep it, the easier it is to repeat it. Now, once you get better and better, then you can start working on different things. But for any newer bowlers or any less experienced, I definitely recommend keeping it as simple as possible. So the first game, I shot 234 with the 1 open. I missed the 4-9, and then now we're in the second frame of the second game. I did miss a 4-pin there, which was crazy, and I was so mad at myself. When I miss single pins, there is nothing that drives me crazier. Like, missing single pins in my mind is so unacceptable, but I've gotten much better at coming back from when I do have opens and not letting it ruin the rest of the game or the rest of the series. We are human, no matter how good of a bowler you are. Whether you're a pro, you're new, whoever you may be, you're gonna open. And what matters is how you come back from those opens. But let's go back to what we're seeing on the lane. I did notice that lane 2 was hooking just a little bit more than lane 1. I was leaving more 4-pins, things like that, on lane 2. So I did make a 1 adjustment left with my feet and move my eyes down the lane a little bit on lane 2. And then as the lanes continued to break down, I did notice I had to keep creeping further and further left. I probably should have gotten out of this ball, but like I said earlier, I was being stubborn. I just wanted to stick with it. I was seeing good reaction when I hit my mark, but it wasn't giving me a lot of miss room. I did strike out game 2 and was able to shoot 206 with only that 1 open where I missed that 4-pin. Moving left is definitely not one of the strong points in my game. So as I kept moving farther and farther left, I felt like I kept missing my mark inside, which was then causing my ball not to finish and not to react like I was wanting it to. So I was really trying to focus on making sure that I was hitting my mark, what I was looking at, and standing and ending where I was supposed to be, and not either wandering right or wandering left. Anytime I wasn't getting the ball reaction that I wanted, it was due to my lack of execution. I either wandered right with my feet or I got the ball right too soon and then it checked up. So I can't expect good ball reaction if I'm not throwing it the way that I should be. And then when I did execute everything properly, it was a good shot. I was happy with my spare game today. I did miss that 1 4-pin, and that was the only makeable that I missed, so I guess I can't be too upset. Now I was starting to struggle with the fact that I was moving farther and farther left. This is where I was moving farther left and then kept missing left. So I think I left the 2-pin like 3 times in a row. And then at some point I do trip a crazy 2-pin spare. I think it's in like the second ball of the 10th frame. Luckily, I was able to shoot a 205 the last game. I did strike out and it was clean. However, I definitely did not bowl as well as I expected myself, only shooting a 645. But I had fun bowling with my ladies, and there's always next week. See you next time.